Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely take a look around. Let me know what you think. Today we're going to be talking about Rift Raids in Disney Mirrorverse. I'm super excited. This is the first time that we've had any details around what this game mode is specifically. So we're going to go ahead and run through those. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel and you want to stay up to date with this and other games, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Rift Raids. We've heard about them for a while. We've had very little information, and we've had some screenshots and things like that, so we've only really been able to theorize. I did put a video out just kind of running through some of those theories and my thoughts on it when we take a look at Rift Raids and some relics that are coming up as well. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link it up over here, but definitely check it out. So Rift Raids here, we have a lot of information that gives us a lot of detail. By the end of the video, you're going to understand what Rift Raids are, why you're going to want to run them, and how best to prepare for them. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. When we talk about the why, I'll go ahead and leave that up there so you can take a look at it. But when we talk about the why, I think this game has really needed another game mode. Last year, I think it was last year, probably mid-2021 in beta, that was the last time a new game mode was introduced into Disney Mirrorverse, and it was Dangerous Dungeons. And we haven't had anything new since. So now we have this new game mode coming, and I had some question as to why they waited. Why didn't we launch with global launch? Why are we waiting now, a couple months after global launch? And taking a look at what it entails, there's a lot that goes into this. So the complexity of it probably came into play, but I also feel that moving it out a little bit was probably a good thing, because if you launch this game mode after taking a look at it, if you launch this game mode on global launch day, the only people who would really be able to take advantage of this new game mode really is the beta players. So it gives global players some time to build up their rosters and everything and really get familiar with the game. The game really kind of find its footing in the mobile gaming space, and then we launch this new game mode, which is very, very cool. So the timing of it is probably pretty good. We're at a point now where I don't know if the player base is settled or what, but we have probably a good core group of players out there now worldwide who are enjoying the game, probably built their roster up pretty decently. So now we're going to have a brand new game mode where we're going to be able to take advantage of that, where we're going to be able to move further and develop our rosters and our guardians and get them stronger because of this new game mode. Part of being in an alliance really is that sense of community, but also being able to tackle the hardest content in the game and get some of the best rewards. So when we take a look at this, when you get to a point to where you're looking at Rift Raids, you're going to want an alliance that's active. You're also going to want an alliance that communicates so that you can coordinate your attacks when it comes into Rift Raids. So players have wanted a way to compete, progress, and play with their alliance, so they wanted to build a game mode that was collaborative, competitive, and rewarding, and I think that they've done that. All right, so let's move on. Rift Raids, new event-based game mode. So one thing they do call out here to compete on the leaderboards is you're going to want to have a widely developed roster of Guardians so you can take on any type of challenge. So when we talk about the mechanics of Rift Raids, you're going to find that traits come into play as well. So something pretty beneficial there. That's why you really want to have that wide roster, not your top three, your best three, or whatever. You want a pretty well and diverse roster. So playing Rift Raids here, you're going to unlock Rift Raid after completing Chapter 4 Encounter 10. So, and then obviously joining an alliance, you're going to see this Rift Raids button up here. So to kick off the new event, the alliance leaders are going to have to go ahead and start that. Now, I know that there has been in some other games some concerns with different time zones, things like that. If your leader's in a different time zone, this is again where communication and coordination comes into play once we have more details. We do know that you're going to have the alliance can progress in their raid event for 3 days during a 4-day period. So that's going to give the players some time. That's going to give the alliances some time to coordinate playtime and everything. So we don't have a ton of detail around this or what this looks like, days of the week, times, things like that. So something to keep in mind as we get closer to Rift Raids. But your alliance leader is going to kick it off, and then you're going to collect Rift Raid supplies. I thought this was cool. Rift Raids use Rift energy. So we have a separate energy type that is only used in Rift Raid. So now we're going to have 3 energy types. We're going to have your general pool of energy. We have dungeon energy, and now we're going to have Rift Raid energy. Players also collect Rift potions in their Rift supplies. These potions give a boost to a guardian based on a trait. So we're going to see some of the what some of those look like. So when you take a look at these potions up here, this question mark is going to tell you which trait that potion is good for, right? So it boosts Guardians based on a trait that lasts for one encounter. Not a combat within the encounter, but one full encounter. All right, so this was interesting here. Once rift supplies have been collected, an 8-hour timer starts until you're able to collect those rift supplies again. As an alliance progresses through higher tiers, the amount of rift energy and rift potions that you can claim increase. So you're going to be working through different tiers. But those who prefer not to wait, you can use orbs to skip the timer. So something to keep in mind there. So there's a free-to-play and a pay-to-play aspect for that as well. We don't know what the maximum number of skips per day is, but I'm sure we'll get that information fairly soon. So we want to make sure to use all of our energies and potions because similar to dungeons, energies and potions are specific to that event. They will not roll over from one event to the next. And then that takes us down to step 3 here, which is defeating the fracture. So once you've entered the Rift Raid, you'll see the Rift Raid tier map like above. So basically you have these minions. You've got 3 encounter types: minions, sentinels, and gatekeepers. Your minions are these smaller islands. Your sentinels are these ones right here. And then your gatekeeper is the one there in the middle. In order to gain access to the gatekeeper, you do have to defeat all of the sentinels. Now, what are these streams here? These interlocking streams and islands and stuff. So basically what you're doing is as you're defeating these minion islands out here, you are weakening the sentinels. So the more islands that you complete, that you take out, the weaker that you're going to make your sentinel. So depending on the strength of your alliance and depending on what tier, rift tier you're at, you may go directly to the sentinel, take them out, and then get access to your gatekeeper as you complete that. Or as you get into the more difficult content, you're going to want to take out one or more of these minions to weaken the sentinel so that you can take them out and then gain access to your gatekeeper. So really kind of depends on, like right here, you see this is Rift Tier 13. So we know that there's at least 13. There's more. But this is where coordination is going to come into play. Who's going to attack the minions? Who's going to attack the gatekeepers? Things like that. Are we going to just go for the gatekeeper? So those are some of the things to kind of keep in mind there. In order to unlock the gatekeeper, you do have to defeat all of the sentinels out here, which are all these purple and gold ones. So now the gold means that sentinel has been defeated. The purple means that you still have to defeat those sentinels. And then as you defeat them, you can see that that interconnecting line is gone. So you want to make sure all those are gone. You unlock your gatekeeper, and then you can attack your gatekeeper there. Now, just kind of to go over the smaller islands here really quick. The smaller floating islands connected to the sentinels are minions. By defeating the minions, players can earn points. So as far as points, it may be a benefit just to defeat all of them so that you can gain points. And that serves 2 purposes: gaining points and weakening your sentinel, right? And just kind of an example here. For that minion, if there's 3 connected, if a sentinel has 3 minions attached, their health can be buffed by over 300%. So that's an example that they give you. So there's a couple different reasons why you'd want to take those minions out. But again, I think it really depends on where are you overpowered for that rift here, especially some alliances that are very powerful now. They may just want to go straight for the sentinels and take out the gatekeeper in the beginning. Maybe you get more points that way. I don't know. Maybe there's a timer thing. Who knows about that? But there's a couple different things to try and keep in mind there. But just kind of reading that, it may make the most sense to take out all of the minions, get as many points as possible, then all of the sentinels, and then you take out the gatekeeper. So players should strategize with their alliance in the most rift energy and time efficient way possible to defeat the sentinels and unlock the gatekeeper. So you have that, you have a few things there, right? You have limited energy and you have limited time. So what's the best way to go through this, attack it, and complete it so we can get to that next rift level, that rift tier. So that's pretty cool. So possible rewards here. We've got a couple sentinels here that were defeated. So we got a contributions button, rift supply, so we'll be able to see that in rift tiers. You can probably click on that and see the different tiers and the rewards for each one of them. Here's our rift energy up here. So working together to defeat the gatekeeper, right? Take on gatekeeper is a task meant for teamwork. Each player can remove a percentage of total health from the gatekeeper per encounter. So similar to some boss battles in some other games and things like that. I think that's pretty cool. I like that they did that. Let's see right here. Work together to take down an epic gatekeeper to earn a heap of extra points. For doing so, players will see a list of alliance members who are also taking on the gatekeeper encounter in order to coordinate with another. Defeating the gatekeeper unlocks a higher rift tier and more challenging fractured. So Obviously, as you go up in tiers, you go up in difficulty. And that's pretty much it as far as the mechanics of it, right? So when we take a look at it and just kind of to summarize it all, you're taking out the minion islands for points and weakening your sentinels. Then you're taking out your sentinels to gain access to your gatekeeper. And as you defeat the gatekeeper, you go higher and higher in the different tiers. As you climb the different tiers, you're going to get better rewards, but you're also going to go up against more difficult enemies. So very excited for this. I think it's very cool. So let's go from this, taking a look at what makes Rift Raids different. Just kind of as you run through this, I'll go ahead and center that right there. A couple different things here. There may be slots in Rift Raids that require or suggest a specific trait type Guardian. And by putting that specific trait type Guardian in there, you're going to increase the power level of your team, which is going to help you take on more difficult content. Similar to with potions here, you can see these potions and the different traits right there. Those potions are for those specific trait-based Guardians. It's going to increase their stats. So between the trait bonuses, the slots, as well as the potions, it's going to make your team stronger, and that's what's going to help you be more successful in this new game mode and help you to continue to climb the tiers and go as high as you possibly can. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty fun mechanic that they threw in there. All right, moving on. So take on the Titanborn Gatekeeper. They're introducing the major Titanborn elemental in Rift Raids here. So we got the Earthborn elemental here being featured in Rift Raids. So that'll be cool. Next, so what are we going to get from Rift Raids? Just kind of taking a look at this. We have member contributions, so you're going to be able to see individual player contributions. Completing Rift Raids, each Rift Raid encounter will give points. As you continue to progress through Rift Raids and get higher tiers, you're going to get more points. And then as far as the Rift tiers here go, look at this, 30. There are 30 tiers to Rift Raids right now. And so basically the way that works, Rift Raid ranking here. So promotion occurs when an alliance currently ranked number 1 in their division ends up getting the highest score in their division for an event. Milestone promotions can be gained from any rank by unlocking the promotion milestones. So we got some milestones there. Demotion occurs when an alliance is ranked X and gets one of the lowest scores in their division. Alliances that do not participate in Rift Raids for three events 3 times in a row will lose their rank. So again, being active. You can see the different areas here. So we got platinum, diamond, we got a couple ranks here, and then we got silver. So I think those might be the divisions right there. And then you got your different ranks within that. So they're going to launch with 30 levels. So we've got plenty of room to grow and move through that. So I'm kind of interested to see how difficult, what the difficulty change is from one tier to the next. All right, now rewards. The whole reason why you want to jump into this game mode, all right, is right here. The opportunity to earn tier 4 roll gems. So your sapphires, your rubies, things like that. The only place currently to get those in the game right now is out of Dangerous Dungeons. You can get T4 diamonds out of the Laurel store and out of an event store, but as far as the roll gems, then the only place to do that is out of Dangerous Dungeons, and now we can get them, or have an opportunity to get them out of Rift Raids here. So as we climb the different tiers, there's going to be a tier where it's going to allow you to start building up some of those tier 4 roll gems. We don't know what tier that is. Like right here, you see we're at bronze right now, and we don't have any tier 4. So obviously we're going to have to be higher than bronze. It'll be interesting to see. Now we have a couple different reward types. We have milestone and rank rewards. The milestone rewards includes motes and gems of various tiers based upon the alliance's division. All right. And then we also have ranked rewards here. Those are distributed at the end of a Rift Raid event. And those are based on basically your points and how high you can climb that ladder. Those include gold, various motes, and roll gems up to tier 4 roll gem shards in the highest ranks. We don't know what that looks like, what rank you have to hit in order to start building that up. That's going to be important to know, because if you want to continue to build up your roster, go beyond level 70 with your Guardians, you're going to want to know that so you can hit that at least the minimum and then continue to build up from there. All right, and it says right here, Rift Raids will become the new source for players looking to earn the highest tier roll gems to progress their Guardians. Now, I'm curious, with that, does that mean they're going to be coming out of Dangerous Dungeons and they're doing something else in Dangerous Dungeons? I don't know. They don't say that specifically, but they do. They do say this. Check this out. Along with this change, players will earn a brand new type of reward in Dangerous Dungeons, relics. Now, again, that video I talked about earlier, we were talking about Rift Raids and relics. So we have relics coming to the game, coming at the end of the month with Rift Raids. Very cool. So that makes me think they are taking T4 gems out of dungeons and putting it into rift raids, and they're replacing the T4 gems with relics in dungeons. So it'd be interesting to see, number one, if that's correct, and number two, what effect do these relics have? So stay tuned to learn more about that. Very excited for that. Very, very cool. So rift raids coming in update 2.0. They're saying they're excited to share it with us at the end of this month, at the end of September. So very cool there. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. Oh my gosh, very long video. I apologize for that, but there's a lot of information to go through here. Very excited for Rift Raids. Very excited to get with my alliance and figure out the best way to strategize, the most effective way to get through Rift Raids, and the most efficient way to use that Rift energy as well. So a lot of cool stuff. Very excited for this. Can't wait to jump in. Very excited about hearing from you. What are your thoughts? What do you think of Rift Raids? Did you make it through the whole video? Give me your thoughts in the description below. What questions do you have? I'm sure there's a ton of them. I have a ton of them. But what questions do you have? What do you think about what we've gone over so far? And again, make sure to check out that link if you want to run through this again on your own. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.